Slowly start to see this. Guys, thank you so much. I mean, we weren't joking when we said we probably got a collection of the most influential and powerful people in the industry all in the one call. We've got, obviously, our media partners, we've got the IMAA leaders, and we've got the industry bodies all on one. So it is an absolute privilege to talk to everyone. And we're beyond excited to share our plans for the coming year. But without further ado, I might hand over to Ant Colreevy to just say a few words.
Yeah, look, this is very much the Sam Buchanan presentation. So I just wanted to step in at the start and extend a huge thank you on behalf of the rest of the directors and leadership team of the IMAA, just to say, hand on heart, thank you so much for all your support. We could never have imagined a couple of years ago to be where we are today. And honestly, it's through the passion and the drive and the support of our partners like yourselves to really get us to where we are. There's a lot of fantastic and exciting things coming up, which Sam's going to go through. However, we wouldn't be able to do it without your support. So continue to keep on driving the indie voice, which is what we're all about. Thanks again for everything, and we look forward to making sure we deliver on the partnership as well. So it's a two-way street. I want you all to know that you can always pick up the phone and call me or any of the other directors if there's any concerns or things that we aren't necessarily honouring in the partnership. But from everything I'm hearing is it's definitely a win-win situation and driving that message. So thanks again. We look forward to your continued support, and I'll hand it back over to Sam.
Thanks, Ed. And to echo those words, we wouldn't have been able to do what we've done without your support. So thank you so much for everything. We're just going to cover off a quick review of the year, where we're going to, and the reason why we're kind of doing it a little bit earlier this year, and then further things that we can do to be closer and get closer to indies. These are the beautiful smiling faces of the team that runs the IMAA, with the exception of Beck that wasn't in this photo. But thank you to everyone on here. We have been blessed with a lot of attention this year, sometimes a little bit too much attention. We've knocked back 65 other businesses that wanted to support us, but we just want to be true to our core partners here. We've also opened it up to the industry bodies as well, and they'll be playing a very, very important role when it comes to education, which is our major focus for next year. So the team, myself and Beck run the day-to-day. The directors keep things moving, and they're all on the call. Majority of them are on the call today, and also our leadership team as well are on the call as well today, some of the greats of the industry. So we've got representation from all over the country, and it's really kind of amplified since we first started many years ago, or 2 years ago, to where we are today. It's quite involved, and we're putting more staff onto the IMAA to help deliver upon some of our 2022 plans. So what a year it's been. No one could have imagined what we have achieved. Firstly, today, as we cross the line with 100 plus partners, and I think there's another 6 or 7 that we're just kind of going through the process at the moment. These are people that we haven't really gone out looking for, but they've made their way to us, which is amazing. It represents 400% growth since when we started in February 2022, and doubled since last time we had this conversation last year. So it's absolutely amazing. And the people that we have on are so passionate and engaged and want to hear from you guys that it's a win-win situation. So a year in review, there's a number of things we've done, and we're not going to bang on about it too much. My head's big enough as it is. But we've supported the media industry through legal support, HR support, buddy systems, financial support. We have, built an association with the Network One, providing our members with a truly global footprint so they can activate campaigns anywhere in the world and bring campaigns to us, which amplifies our message. We've challenged government legislation and kept them honest. We've also rejuvenated, rebuilt it, and future-proofed our website, which has seen a tremendous amount of increase since the launch of the campaign, which I'll talk to shortly. We've also, built on things that we can deliver upon, such as job platforms and YouTube channels, and ways that we can assist the sector as it grows. And then finally, provided advice, counsel, and connected our members to you guys on the daily. Raising the profile of India, I mean, I think that we can all kind of be, you know, or everyone involved with the IMAA can be quite proud that we've changed the landscape of the media industry. 2 years ago, you know, Indies would not get any kind of share of voice. And all of a sudden, there's not a day where we're not, you know, in the press in some capacity talking about independence, just balancing it out a little bit, whether it be positive stories about bouncing back, or whether it be some of the, you know, profile pieces we do for our members. And next year, this is going to be taken to the next level as well. Education, we've educated our members, whether it's through the weekly Insights and Innovation webinars, which you guys have been a part of, the leadership training, and, you know, all the masterclasses with Sparrow, pitching through a pandemic. Indies often haven't been exposed to the best training. Now they're getting front row seats with some of the world's best leaders. Business training and guidance on the legals. And also our newsletter and closed LinkedIn group has gone to another level, professionally written and regular updates. Trade credit insurance, you know, we're helping level the playing field a little bit here. Trade credit insurance saves 75% off our agency's bills, which, you know, in some cases, it's up to $100,000 of savings that we've delivered for our members, which is awesome. And then recently, we brought out group deals for Nielsen, Roy Morgan, WARC, Amobi, Digital Brief, Radar, just to name but a few, and we're going to launch a few more shortly. The IMAA campaign, and again, thank you so much for all of our partners for your support on this. This has seen, I think last count, it was somewhere close to the $3 million mark, and we're so proud. The other day, an agency called me and said they received a first booking of $30,000 going back into our partners' pockets, which is absolutely amazing. But we're beyond how pleased this is actually delivering at the moment, and the real results it's delivering to agencies that supports our sector. So thank you on behalf of our members for that support. We're in research and insights. So the Pulse survey, you know, we're about to enter our 4th Pulse survey. This gives you true feedback on what Indies think of your brands, and also where the money's going to and what quarters. It helps you forecast. We'll be calling out at the end of this presentation for you guys to participate or put some questions into the next survey. But we're really excited to ask about, you know, what are the work plans like, the people working from home next year? That relays into how do you guys service them, or where's the money going to? We also did a salary survey this year. It was fascinating to see, you know, where we fit with the rest of the industry and where our weak spots and strong spots. It was very, very well received, and we'll be doing that on a yearly just to make sure our industry is on par with the rest of the industry. Networking, we've done a number of networking opportunities. Obviously, the COVID ferry sprinkled some horrible dust upon this that we didn't get out as much as we wanted to, but there were many nights and far too many drinks from these type of occasions, which we all as members enjoyed. And then we had partner events. This was one event we did with Think Premium Digital and Vanessa on for a breakfast. And then we had our thank you breakfast, which were great. And this is one of my favorite shots, Smithy obviously telling a fantastic joke and keeping everyone laughing at the table. But the best is yet to come, guys. So in 2022, we're going to take everything that we've done and throw it on, you know, a tremendous amount of steroids. So here we go with some of the plans for next year. Our 3 key focus: education. Education is something that's really important for the industry. Firstly, we are an industry that learns on the job, and we haven't been exposed to that over the past 18 months. So it's important we train and upskill our people coming through, and we're going to talk about our plans for that. Number 2, as a progressive industry body, it is very important we make our industry a better place. Whether we look at, you know, reconciliation plans or diversity plans, we're going to be talking about what can we do with that to make our industry something that we're all proud of. And then network and physical events are going to be a key point, which we're going to talk about and how we're going to execute those around the country. But firstly, the biggest thing that we have been working on for some time is the IMAA Academy. We've got a large working group that's going to be delivering a 8-channel course for 0 to 5 years experience. This course will be available for our members, for university leavers, and also our media partners as well, should you want to put your staff through some sort of training about the sector. We're going to be working with our association partners on this to bring this to life. They're going to be video, modularized, and you walk away with a badge. This is going to launch, we believe, around February. This is a look at some of the courses. Some of you have seen this before, so I'm not going to dive into it, but once you complete the modules, you get your certificates. Once you complete each of these certificates, then you get the black belt in completing all the courses. Now, this might roll out into phase 2, into second courses, but we're really, really excited about how this is coming together, and we're going to start production on the first course, the Media 101, in the coming weeks. Making our industry a better place. As a progressive industry body, we need to ensure that we're doing things that make our industry a better place, and we're very, very passionate about this. The Diversity Council, this is something that we're forming at the back end of this year to make sure that equality, diversity, inclusion are all top of mind for all of our agencies, which is really important for the next generation coming through. Reconciliation plans that all of our members can hop under. We're going to be talking about this and have a reflect plan launching at the start of next year. We also have future talent. This is a problem industry-wide. You know, we've got probably about a 12 to 15% hole in the industry for talent. And then we've got, you know, possibly the great resignation coming sometime in 2022, that we need to be aware that we're constantly bringing forth university leavers and school leavers into our industry to make sure that it's dynamic and as diverse as possible. And then finally, FOTI. FOTI is just the working name, don't get caught too much in it, but basically it is our 20 to 30-year-olds to make sure that we're bringing back a little bit of the fun to the industry. All of these 4 different pillars, guys, there will be opportunities to support and get behind them. Networking events. Now, what we have realized, and we've been talking to many of you about this, is that the key things is networking, right? For you guys to get closer to the indies. So what we're going to be doing is having channel events, and there'll be part networking, part education, part fun. So we might have, you know, a debate or a panel, but we'll be getting you guys involved. We'll be getting the industry bodies, and we're actually putting forward a dedicated person to run these events. So there'll be a dedicated events person in the IMAA bringing these to life. Originally, it's going to be rolled out to Sydney, then probably halfway through, we're going to roll these out to Melbourne as well. However, Operation Bounce Back will be our first event. 17th of February, we believe, is the cleanest date at the moment. All of you guys will be invited to it. There'll be networking, and we've spoken about it before, but this is the date that we're moving forward. We're not moving forward at this point. Look at our calendar. There's a lot of things in here, but I won't go into too much detail. Obviously, the Insights and Innovation series will continue and rotate through all of you as time goes through. There'll be opportunities for you guys to do bespoke webinars as well, if relevant, and then we can promote and point our guys to it. The channel events will be happening, kicking off in February. Digital will be in March. And then we've got networking events around the country. We'll be rotating that. The IMAA Academy kicks off in February. We may have a minor campaign in September next year. The pulse surveys and the salary surveys happen in June, August and November. And then we got a number of charities that we're going to support, working with Unlimited and a few others throughout the year. And then the final piece of the puzzle is we'll be able to lock in and confirm who's going to be hosting the individual board meetings, that we can have engagement sessions with you guys afterwards, so you get to feel what indies want and give bounce ideas around what will work. So also another key thing, we're going to be launching partner badges. So all of our members have these, all of them put them on their websites or their pitch decks. Now we're going to be giving these guys to you guys, so you can have this on your relative pitch documents, or just to demonstrate to the industry that you support independence. So some of your sales teams might want to include these on their signatures as well, that you're a proud supporter of the IMAA. So we're really proud to give these to you guys if you choose to, demonstrate your support to indies. We'll be sending this out in a bit of correspondence to everyone in this call after this presentation, so you can circulate. In summary of what's happening, so this is kind of bringing forth the 2022 plan. We are going to be letting, I believe, 5 to 6 more partners coming into next year, but that's all. We're going to be capping at that, so there'll be no more, but we need to kind of know who's going to be involved with next year. So summarizing everything up, you know, for everyone coming forth for 2022, it's a great way to strengthen your relationships with the industry, which is worth arguably, you know, a third of the sector. It's a single point of contact to help you navigate, you know, the herding of cats, if you will, to help you plan and kind of, you know, understand who to talk to. It's 2 pulse surveys a year, June and November. These surveys, as I mentioned before, allow you to understand where your brand sits in the marketplace. So these ones, if you speak to other media organizations, are worth $60,000 a piece. But, well, you know, they just throw it into what we do. It's an opportunity to engage through the engagement sessions with the IMAA board and leaders post hosting a meeting, to amplify your narrative through our closed LinkedIn group or through our newsletters. You can amplify your narrative through those channels. And then finally, it's an opportunity to present to indies en masse. You know, one of our partners says what we can do in 45-minute presentation will take them 4.5 months to roll out around the country. So, you know, when you need to talk to the sector, you know, this is a great way for you guys to do it. But wait, I know everyone wants more. So these are the final 4 bits of excitement that we're releasing. Firstly, it's the IMAA Academy. This puts your brand in the ecosystem and hearts and minds of the next generation of media leaders coming through. So this is really important that we make sure that your brand is within the education ecosystem of the media. Secondly, your training can live on within our media hub. So if you have a specific training, which many of you guys do or developing, we can house that within our media hub behind our paywall of our website. That's going to be launching towards the back end of the year. Associating your brand with good, so all the good things that we're doing, if you guys want to sponsor it, and when we say sponsor, it's just a cost, it's not a revenue raising activity. I do want to remind you that we are a non-for-profit. So if you do want to associate your brand with one of the good causes, such as a charity, such as, you know, providing a bit of fun for the next generation of indie leaders, or one of the days of importance, there's ways that we can get around that. And then finally, the events. This is a key point that we couldn't quite execute this year because of COVID. But as we roll this out, they were planning to be fun, to be educational, but a great way for you guys and your teams to get closer to the indie. So we're really, really excited about these 4 big points. Next steps, the pulse survey. Now we're going to be doing a call out for questions. So if you guys do have any questions that you want answered, send them to Beck and myself, and we will be able to, you know, should be relevant to everyone. We'll be able to put that into the survey and get those answered for you. So we'll run the survey in November, and then we'll present it back in December. And then finally, looking at that calendar of events, make sure you lock in your dates for 2022. So whether it be hosting the board and having those engagement sessions, whether it be sponsoring an event or a cause that you guys want to be close to or associate your brands, do so. Confirming, you know, you want your Insights and Innovation series that align with the key things that you want to talk about. But most of all, talk to us. Like, no good idea will be, you know, will be refused. We've got a lot of green space, and if you've got a good idea, then we can definitely execute it. And finally, securing your partnership for 2022. Let us know if there's any kind of concerns or anything you want to talk about that. We'll send some correspondence about this at the end of play today. But guys, that is it in a nutshell. Hopefully, if I've done my job correctly, I've covered everything off, or any questions that you might have going into 2022. Don't be afraid to reach out. Again, there's so much green space and so many wonderful things that we have got planned and we can do together that it's basically first in, best dressed. Reach out to us. Does anyone have any questions to ask